Mr. Randolph, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning, Judge.
Are you handling position 2, Robert Willis? Good morning, Ms. Riley. How are you?
Good morning, Judge. I'm well. How are you?
Good. So I'm told that Philip Cunningham is going to be a plea today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did Mr. Kelbaugh, have you contacted him, or did he get you the plea paperwork?
He indicated that he would be in the courtroom. Mr. Kelbaugh would be, and that Mr. Cunningham would be on Zoom due to him living in Virginia.
Okay.
And he is on Zoom currently. Morning, Your Honor.
Okay.
Morning, Ms.
morning.
Riley.
Good morning, Mr. Glanville.
Okay, so we're waiting on Mr. Kelbaugh for position 1 and on the Orca B motions calendar, and someone from the public defender. There you go, Mr. Randolph. Oh, and he's gone again.
What date was his first offender?
Yes.
2016.
Okay, Mr. Haddad, and he indicated that Frank Gaither is supposed to be handling Willis.
He'd already completed that
Okay,
probation.
thank you.
Correct. Yes, by the time this happened. Exactly. He was also there. Okay.
Is there a motion,
And ended it early.
written motion regarding that case? Uh-huh.
We need. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, here. I'm sorry, it's running back.
And would you mind printing me out the bench trial calendars for this afternoon?
He'd be discharged and acquitted by the time this occurred.
Honor,
Yes.
ASG Githia indicated that Frank Gaither is on his way. He'll be here in 15 minutes.
Okay. And
Judge,
yes.
I'm back on. I don't know what's happened. I got knocked off twice already.
Yes, I was wondering, I found out, I believe, my answer, Mr. Randolph, who's handling the Robert Willis case this morning. I'm told that that's going to be Mr. Gaither.
The other charges, the gun charges.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't have it. I know that.
Okay, all right. I'm told Mr. Gaither, so, and it's also my understanding that he's going to be a little late this morning. So, and is the state prepared to go forward with arguing his demurrer this morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and have Madam Court Reporter set up. Okay, thank you.
Good morning again, Your Honor. ASG Riley. I see that Mr. or Attorney Kelbaugh was or on Zoom. Looks like he just dropped off.
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Good morning, Mr. Kelbar.
I'm not sure.
It's my understanding that Mr. Cunningham is going to be a plea this morning.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, have we completed the paperwork on him?
I have not completed. I'm working on it now, Your
Oh,
Honor.
okay, all right, so just once you complete it, get it to Miss Riley and she'll get it to us.
Miss Riley and Miss Smith, Essen Smith.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
I will do. Ms. Riley, could I give you a call or just talk to you very briefly about that email I sent you this morning about the home monitoring, the details of it?
I don't have an email from you from this morning. Mr. Glanville, could we possibly go into a breakout room, Mr. Kelbaugh and I? Thank you.
Okay, and court will be in recess until we're ready to proceed. We do have two gentlemen in court with us. Which cases are you all here on this morning? What's your? Sorry. You're fine. What's your name? Say it again.
Roger Phillips.
Biddles?
Phillips.
Phillips.
Phillips will be.
Do we know?
Do you have a court notice or something that has the case number?
Okay.
Okay, looks like this is a citation, Judge. Okay, yes, you know, we're supposed to be, okay.
Thank you, Ms.
You
McCutcheon.
must be on a citation. Do you have a citation as well? Okay, these are her citation count.
Okay, thank you, Ms. McCutcheon. All right, we'll be in recess until we're ready to proceed.
motions calendar, Robert Elton Willis.
Yes, Ms. Gator.
So first, let me apologize for running. Got stuck in traffic, and this is not an excuse, but it's just a reality. This is one of Miss Wanda Gant's cases that I inherited and didn't realize that it didn't register with me till last moment that she actually filed looks like a general demur, and that's why this case is on the motions calendar.
Yes.
So with that being said, I have reviewed her demur. It looks like Mr. Robert Willis is officially charged with carrying a license without or carrying a weapon without a license and discharge of a gun or pistol within 50 yards of a public highway. And the reason why that's important, because it goes back to the general nature of the demur. I understand why that was filed, but I reviewed the accusations, I reviewed the demur, and I just don't see a basis to move forward with the motion. Simply because it's one of those cases where either you had a license or you didn't, either you pulled the trigger and fired within 50 feet or you didn't. So I don't see a legal basis for us to even move forward with the motion in this case.
Okay.
But those would be defenses later, but I don't see a basis. I don't see any errors in the accusations, which is the purpose of a demur.
So you're gonna,
I will withdraw the demur, Judge.
okay. And have you had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Willis?
I have not.
Okay, so where would you like to proceed? How would you like to proceed with the charges?
Let me ask, let me simply, what was the last calendar it was on? Or what would be the next calendar it's going to?
Well, given that you haven't talked with them and given that Ms. Gant's no longer with your office, I guess we need to put it on a status conference calendar to give you the opportunity to speak with him.
Sure,
I mean, they are serious charges, so
sure.
we can put it on the next status calendar
That
to
would be fine,
give you
Judge.
that opportunity.
That would be fine.
And when is that next?
May 3rd, Your Honor.
Okay,
May 3rd.
that should give you enough time.
That's plenty of time, Judge.
If you haven't already, if it hadn't already been done, the request for any discovery, if you can have that completed by May 3rd. So if it's going to move forward as a plea or if it needs to go into a bench or a jury trial calendar,
Sure,
we'll know
sure.
by then. Okay. And what time is that May 3rd calendar?
What's that? I'm sorry, it's 1:30 p.m.
Okay.
Hybrid.
Okay. Okay, now I remember. This is the one where with Mr. Winfrey's case. Where they requested work release. Good morning.
Good morning.
We were discussing Mr. Horn's case. And now it's come to my attention that this is the one that where we took a plea, but we found out subsequently that the jail did not have a work release program. Is that right?
Correct.
So we needed to reschedule it to find out how we're going to move forward with the jail time.
Correct.
Okay.
And I communicated with both sides in reference to your preference for. Defendant's counsel stated he had a conflict.
Okay, so we're still just waiting on I'm sorry, Mr. Horn. I know that you've been here a number of times. You've always been on time, so I apologize that we haven't been able to get this matter resolved and that you have to keep coming down here. But we do have to have your attorney present to discuss how we're going to move forward. So do we have it? Do we have a date as of yet?
No, Judge, because again, we're waiting on Mr. Horn's attorney as it relates to availability.
Okay, can we contact him today? I'm going to be here tomorrow, so if they want to, well, I don't know Ms. Falk's availability either.
And that was the
Right.
reason why I made sure that I included Ms. Falk and the defendant's attorney on the communication between the two to ensure that both parties are ready. We didn't want to make Ms. Falk come down when she has other things on the calendar as well. So trying to make sure that everyone's calendar is aligned prior to making your honor.
Okay. All right.
Attempting to, but I'm not sure what the communication has been from the attorney study and keep showing up week after week.
He texted me this morning, I was on the way to work. I told him that they didn't say anything, but he didn't tell me what they.
Okay.
Right, because last week you all were on the calendar as well.
I
They
don't
just
remember this.
showed up last week.
Okay, yes, I know you've been here, Mr. Horn. Again, I apologize. We're going to have to get in touch with your attorney and with the state's attorney, and we'll schedule at a time that's convenient for both of them. And we'll make sure that through your attorney that you have notice. Okay, and if you need something for work, I'm happy to give you something. Okay. All right. Any other questions for me this morning? All right, you can go on to work. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Okay, all right. Thank you, Ms. Hutchins. Thank you, Ms. Redden. I appreciate it. Since you're here, do you have any trials this afternoon, events trials?
I can, you want me to bring you?
And they're moving forward? Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, okay. So if you could get me the accusation.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Ms. Falk, good morning. I appreciate you jumping on. We resolved it. We were trying to remind me, Mr. Horn showed up today, and that was the case where we had to discuss how we were gonna deal with his jail time.
Yes, Your Honor. And I received a letter of conflict from Mr. Winfrey last night at about 11:49 p.m. asking for a continuance on this case, and stating that he had matters to address in 2 other courts. And so I asked Ms. McCutcheon just to keep me kind of posted if he showed up or if anyone from that case did show up.
Okay, well, the attorney didn't show up, but Mr. Horn was here, and I guess he was here out of an abundance of caution or to see if Mr. Winfrey would show up. Let's see, have you had a discussion with Mr. Winfrey about how he wants to move this forward?
I did not. I anticipated we would have this discussion at some point in court.
Okay.
But what I will do, given the fact that this is now being continued twice, I will reach out to Mr. Winfrey and try to get a solid date and an understanding of how we're going to proceed before we show up to court on
Okay.
whatever date Your Honor reschedules.
All right, very good. Thank you, Ms. Falk. I appreciate it.
And Your Honor, that concludes my business. Maybe excused.
Yes, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Riley, are you with me? We have a court reporter here. I think the only matter that's left on this morning's calendar is the Cunningham plea. Are we gonna need the court reporter for that plea?
No, Your Honor, if it's recorded on YouTube, that should be, I'm assuming it's sufficient for the record as all the other pleas are.
Right. Mr.
but-
Kelbach, is there a reason that we need the court reporter?
I'm not aware. I mean,
Okay,
seems
right. You don't need, you don't need the court reporter, is what you're telling me.
No, I don't anticipate that we'll need. any.
Okay, and I do believe that the Cunningham matter is the last matter that we're gonna have to address this morning, I think. So
Just
I'm gonna
recent
really,
paperwork, and I sent the wrong paperwork the first time, but I've corrected that and sent that to Ms. Smith about 1 minute ago.
okay, thank you. So I'll take that up as soon as we get the paperwork. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just so I get the state's input also, this afternoon, you all will be with me this afternoon? Okay, so, Orca B, the bench trial for Browning, we're prepared to go forward with, okay, you don't have an Orca B? Here, let me see if I can, I've got an extra copy, I think. Can we give this to council? Thank you. I'm sorry, I don't. Let me see.
Tuesday, February 23rd, at 9 o'clock p.m. It did not have the on the big bench calendar on our list in that email.
Evan, whatever, please resubmit the published calendars. They just first week of March. Not received some notice for this morning, so I just wanted to. Okay. General public was doing work another day, receive notice, so somebody has an email somewhere. If not, then we have to receive this. I get what Ms. Bivens. Well, okay. It's not an issue.
Mr. Gaither, would you,
Yes,
would
yes,
you
Your
do me
Honor.
a favor if you can? Miss Helen is normally online in this for the Orca calendars. She's got some cases this afternoon that I would just want to make sure that are moving forward on her end, or?
I believe she is aware that she has a case on the calendar. I received a text from Mr. Haddad. Even though he's in a murder case, he would normally sit in with her, and he asked, could I sit in with her?
Okay,
I just can't do it today. 'Cause but someone else may be able to sit in with her.
Yes, this is Mike Raffoff. I think I've already volunteered for the job. So I must be on because I just got the same text and I'm the one who's available at
okay.
1:30. That's
Have
all
you-
I know. I haven't talked to her. I don't know anything about
Okay,
it.
and my question was, going to be is, could someone contact her to make sure that on her end that they're gonna be moving, Mr. Raffoff, would you contact her?
Yes,
To make
yes.
sure that, she is actually gonna move forward with, or wants to move forward with the bench trials this afternoon? I appreciate it, thank you.
Yes, I will do it right now. That's what I was the administrative assistant was just in here. And I was trying to get her attention. I will do it
Okay.
right now and
Okay.
I'll report right back to you.
All
Okay.
right, thank you, Mr.
All
Raffoff,
right,
I appreciate
okay.
it. Yes,
Hold on.
say it again. Okay. Good morning, Mr. Brown. How are you today? Good. Can you just stand up for me? I'm Judge Eric Morrow. I understand that you're here today because you missed a court date. And so what I'm going to do, since you're already here, maybe we can, and you're not represented, are you?
Oh, sorry.
Have you ever made application for a public defender
Yes, sir. I didn't.
and you didn't qualify? Okay, so we do have solicitors here today. You've been charged with loitering and prowling. I can allow you to speak with them to see if you can resolve the case. Would you like to do that? Okay, all right. So I'm going to let you speak with them today, and if you can resolve it, then that's good. If not, then we'll discuss how to move forward. Okay. All right. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Are we ready with the Cunningham matter? Hello?
I sent the paperwork. I don't know if it's been.
Okay, no, I have it. I just wanted to make sure that you all were ready to
Okay.
proceed. Okay,
Yes, Your Honor, if I could have just a moment to pull up the police report for the factual basis.
okay. Good morning, Mr. Cunningham. How are you today?
Doing all right, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. You can lower your hand.
Just one more moment. My Odyssey is moving a little slow this morning.
Okay, you're fine, Miss Riley.
Thank you for the time, Your Honor. The state would expect the evidence to show if this case proceeded to trial that on June 14th of 2020, officers were responding to a protest at the intersection of Atlanta Avenue Southeast and Cherokee Avenue Southeast in Fulton County. During their time on scene, they were standing in the front line, several officers, and they noticed a green light laser pointed in their eyes multiple times. After the protest dispersed, officers received a call from their lieutenant informing them that they had received information from a GBI agent that a suspect matching the description of Mr. Cunningham had also pointed a laser toward Georgia State Patrol helicopter. He was then located, and in his backpack, a laser pointer fitting the description was located in the backpack. It also contained a baton, fireworks, clothing, cigarettes that were all placed in property for safekeeping. And a black laser 301 is the name of the laser pointer. The state's recommendation in this case for count one, laser use against an aircraft, is 12 months to serve 60 days on electronic monitoring. The company has been found in Virginia where Mr. Cunningham resides. The balance on probation, 75 hours of community service, a letter of apology to the officers and pilots impacted by the actions. And the state has no objection to probation terminating upon completion of the conditions. Your Honor, it is not written on the paperwork, but after speaking with Mr. Kelbaugh, the state is amenable to the court placing on the record and amending the paperwork to add for the electronic monitoring that Mr. Cunningham be allowed to report to work 3 days a week, attend church, and any medical appointments that become necessary within the 60-day period. For count 2, reckless conduct, it is 12 months probation consecutive to count 1, but the probation can terminate once the conditions of count 1 are complete. It was just added to give Mr. Cunningham ample time to complete the conditions, but if it is not needed, which it probably will not be, then count 2, the probation can terminate.
Okay. Mr. Kelbaugh?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Cunningham has expressed to me his regret at the circumstances of this, and that his actions placed people in danger, and he will, as it's the sentence to specify, he will be writing a letter of apology. My only addition on the home confinement, we found a company called Virginia Electronic Monitoring Systems, and they're going to set up the home monitoring. If Your Honor could specify that it would start on March 20th, I think that would, this coming Monday, I think that would be a good day to start, and that will give us a few days to touch base with them, and then he can start the 60 days on that date. Mr. Cunningham wishes to enter this plea under the first offender. This is his first ever arrest. He is a professional. He works in the affordable housing community in Richmond, Virginia, and has done that pretty much his entire professional life. Had submitted previously to Ms. Riley and to Judge Williams on a previous occasion, a substantial number of letters of support from community members and family members of Mr. Cunningham. And so we think this is a fair resolution to this matter, and we ask you to accept the plea as it has been negotiated.
Okay. And tell me again what you all would like me to add to the paperwork regarding the electronic home monitoring.
Yes, Your Honor, if you can add that he'd be allowed to travel to work 3 days per week. To attend church services on Sundays. And any medical appointments that become necessary.
Okay, I've added that with the express permission of the parties.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further before I take the plea?
Nothing further from the state.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Cunningham.
Mr. Cunningham, it's my understanding that in case 20 CR 003-767E, you wish to plead guilty to laser use against an aircraft and reckless conduct. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, Your Honor.
You've been represented by counsel. Are you satisfied with your counsel's representation?
Yes.
You understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on these charges, and that by pleading guilty to them, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury?
Yes.
Has anyone forced or coerced you to plead guilty?
No.
I'll accept the plea as negotiated. Mr. Cunningham, it will be under first offender. And when you complete the terms of the probation will terminate, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Cunningham.
obviously this kind of goes without saying, but obviously he would need to report to probation by phone since he's in Virginia.
Okay,
How do I need to give the contact information to probation?
we can get you the information. Let's see. Miss Smith, can we get him the information for probation? Okay, so Miss Smith will get you the information regarding that, Mr. Calvo.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further on Mr. Cunningham this morning?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Contact information.
Okay, just make sure that we have the correct contact information. We need that from Mr. Cunningham, Ms. Smith. Okay. Let's see. And is that the 2116 address? Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. Thank you. You all have a good day.
Take care.
Good morning, Judge.
Hey, Miss Helen, good morning. Hope you're well this morning.
I am, Your Honor. I didn't think I had any cases on the motions calendar this morning, but I had Attorney Raffoff contact me, and he asked me to appear this morning, I guess to answer if I'm prepared for the 2 bench trials this afternoon. I am, Judge.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure that that they were going to be going forward and that we had and I know that I appreciate you jumping on with us this morning, Miss Helen. We have a little glitch with position number 1, the Browning case. Unfortunately, the state did not get notice of this bench trial calendar. And because they didn't get notice, we're going to have to reschedule that to the next bench trial calendar.
Which case, Judge? Was it Mr. Browning or Mr. Perry?
It's Mr. Browning.
Okay,
Position.
understood. I did receive notice from the clerk's office about Mr. Browning, but I'll let Mr. Browning know of the reset today and I'll contact him, Judge. But Mr. Perry is still a go for this afternoon at 1:30?
Yeah, hold on just one moment. Let me finish up with Mr. Browning first. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. If I can just ask Ms. Helen, did you receive an email? We received email to have all the calendars for March. We did not have this one. Just wanted to confirm did you receive like an add-on calendar?
I apologize, Judge. She's not in front of the mic. I can't really hear what she's saying.
You know, like I
Okay.
forgot, we got the time. Ms. Helen, good morning. It's Michelle McCutcheon. I was
Ms. McCutcheon.
wondering, Ms. Helen, did you receive an add-on calendar? Because we did not see this calendar attached to the bulk email that we received with all the March calendars. So
I
just
do
want to-
recall receiving the bulk calendars from Ms. Bivens, but Mr. Browning was on an additional calendar, and I looked and double checked on, Odyssey. It was scheduled for the 15th. I then received a notice from the clerk's office stating it was scheduled for the 15th, but I did not necessarily receive an add-on calendar with Mr. Browning on it. I reached out to Ms. Bolton and Ms. Redding this morning. I was confirmed that he was or is on a calendar. I just didn't have that calendar in my hand.
So are you saying you did not receive one?
I don't believe I have one as of yet for Mr. Browning. It may be in my emails, it may be from some other litigation manager, but I could
All right.
try to look here. Give me 1 second.
That's fine, thank you. And Judge, Mr. Davis saying he was not aware of that calendar as well. So apparently it was an add-on, but the state did not receive notice of it.
Okay.
I just wanted to inquire to make certain it was on our end that we had overlooked.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So given that, we are going to reschedule Mr. Browning's to a future bench trial calendar and get everybody proper notice of that. Okay, Ms. Helen?
Understood, Judge. And for Mr. Perry, is Mr. Perry still a go for 1:30 p.m.?
Yes, and the state's prepared to go forward with Mr. Perry this afternoon.
Understood, Judge. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Okay, Mr. Perry knows that he is to be here in court with us, correct?
Yes, Judge, I have spoken to Mr. Perry. He will be there at 1:30 p.m., if not early.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Ms. Helen.
Thank you, Judge.
Hold on one second, Ms. Allen.
I did want to just advise the court that I did file a motion on demand for a jury trial in the election period. So I don't anticipate that will take that up.
And Your Honor, I did see that that was filed yesterday, the 14th. We do have a response to that, but I guess we were under the impression that that motion will be heard at 1:30. But if we need to cover it now, just let me know, Judge.
Well, I mean, we might as well do it now. There's no point in everybody showing up if I grant the motion. And what's your response, Ms. Helen?
Judge, my response is that we ask that it be heard as a bench trial. Mr. Perry and I have both been working this trial, bench trial since January. We both had notice. We've both been preparing. He's also immediately currently working with his military background, Judge. And so this is the date that he's requested off for this to have this bench trial prepared, Judge, and we're ready. And then also, Judge, we don't feel that it would be the best resource for a jury trial for this case, laying drag as well as a reckless driving, Judge. We feel that it would be better resources for the bench trial, Judge.
Okay. The state has a right to request a jury trial. In the future, if you all could, I know we have a lot of cases, but this has been on the bench trial calendar for a while. If you would make your request when a bench trial is requested, or not so long thereafter, as opposed to the day before, it's just inconvenience for Mr. Perry and for Ms. Helen, because they're getting ready and want to move forward. But I do understand that you all have a right to have a jury trial. You're asserting that right. If you wouldn't just mind doing it sooner.
Thank you, Judge, respectfully, Ms. Walter, as you know, we recently she and I discussed the cases this week.
I apologize, Judge. We're just not, unless the mic is not on at the desk,
Okay.
we're not catching anything they're saying.
Okay.
I apologize. Here in the courtroom. Judge, respectfully, thank you for the court's ruling, but as you know, Ms. Walter only recently joined our team, and we discussed the cases this week. We made the determination that we wanted to do a jury trial, but I've also advised the attorneys that when the demand for a bench trial is made, whether it's virtual or in-person calendar, that the state its position then if it's a case where we believe the facts are more appropriate for a jury to be the trier of fact in the case.
Okay, thank you.
Want to make the
Mr.
court
Thatcher.
aware.
That would be helpful. Okay, so Ms. Helen, if you will inform your client that he is not required this afternoon, and that he will get notification, you also, of a jury trial calendar in the not so distant future.
Understood, Judge. I'll let Mr. Perry know. Thank you so much, Judge.
Okay, all right. And I think that will take care of all your matters for this afternoon.
That is correct, Judge. May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you for showing up, Ms. Helen. I appreciate it.
Oh, no, thank you, Judge.
Okay, have a good day. Okay, let's see. So while everybody's here, would you mind seeing have we tried to get in touch with Mr. Glosschuk?
It's gonna be reset.
No, I just want to make sure. I want to see if he has notice. And
Judge.
Yes.
This is Ms. Redden. I did speak with Mr. Glosschuk. He's the pro se client who is ready to move forward this afternoon.
So
I did speak with him yesterday.
Okay, very good. That was my question. Thank you.
Yes, he received notice.
I just want to make sure that he was going to be here and that he knew. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, since we're discussing, I guess that's position number 2 on that Orca A bench calendar for this afternoon. The state did also file the same demand in that particular case, given the nature of the case.
Okay. So a jury trial demand has been filed in that case also. Ms. Redding, would you inform Mr. Glosschuk of that the state is asserting its right to a jury trial and that will be placing his case on a jury trial calendar?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, thank you. I don't want him coming down. Okay. Have we? Which one? Oh, okay. And that's been reset until, okay, everyone will get notice, so, okay, thank you. And, were you all able to, speak with Mr. Brown and,
Yes, Judge, I'm preparing the plea paperwork now.
Okay.
He's going to enter plea.
all right, very good. I'm glad you were able to work it out. Thank you, Mr. Brown. Okay, so we still have, one plea here to take for, Mr. Booker Brown, who, showed up this morning. He was on, a previous calendar, that he failed to appear for. He showed, this morning, to the clerk's office who brought him here, and, he is going to be taking a plea today. Once that plea is conducted, I think that that will be, that we will have concluded the 9 o'clock calendars. And it's my understanding that, that all the 1:30 bench trial calendars are now resolved in one way or another. Okay. So we'll be in recess until the paperwork is ready for Mr. Brown's case. And I take it that, given that we didn't have that many calendars, that there's not a need to go over them. Is that?
No, Your Honor, no need to go over them.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Riley.
Thank you.
Good morning again, sir. Can you raise your right hand for me?
Yes, sir.
The testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Mr. Brown, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. It's my understanding that you don't have an attorney representing you today, that you have made application for a public defender to which you did not qualify, and you wish to proceed pro se today without the advice of a lawyer. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you've had the opportunity to discuss with the state these charges, and you're accepting their offer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. McCutcheon?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, 22 CR 006157F, defendant is charged with ordering and filing. The state would expect the evidence to have shown at trial that on the announcing date of April the 11th of 2021, at the location of 3515 Naturally Fresh Boulevard, in Fulton County, law enforcement officers were conducting a special detail to identify and apprehend persons who are involved or about to be involved in the unlawful activity of drag racing. There were several individuals that were actually charged with drag racing, as well as lane drag and boarding and filing on the offense date as noted. Those individuals, among them was this defendant, who was not a driver or a passenger, boarding at that location. The businesses in that area, with no authority for lawful reason at that time of the morning to be there at the location. The state has offered this defendant on a plea of NOLO. The state will not oppose a NOLO plea to boarding and filing, a fine of $400 plus court costs, or alternatively 40 hours of community service, and that probation is suspended once either the fine is paid or the community service has been completed. This defendant has one prior arrest from 2014, theft by shoplifting, and he participated in the diversion program that charges discussed.
Okay.
And you stipulate to the facts as presented by the state, Mr. Brown.
Yes. Okay. Mr. Brown, it's my understanding that in case 22 CR 006157F, you wish to plead NOLO to loitering and prowling. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol this morning?
No, sir.
You've had the opportunity to have counsel. It's my understanding that you wish to proceed pro se today.
Yes, sir.
I understand that you have a right to a trial by jury on this charge, and that by pleading NOLO to it, you're giving up your right to a trial by jury.
Yes, sir.
Did you have the opportunity to go through the plea sheet in this case?
Yes, sir.
Did you go through the plea sheet line by line?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature at the bottom?
Yes, sir.
Did anybody force or coerce you to plead on NOLO?
No, sir.
I will accept the NOLO plea, Mr. Booker. Let's see. Do you have the funds to pay the $400 fine?
Yes, sir. I have a debit card. I don't have cash.
Okay. Can you get that? I'm asking because if you can go ahead and get it paid,
yeah,
you can show us that you paid. I don't have to put you on probation.
Oh, yes, sir. I can get it paid today.
Okay, so you can pay that today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so why don't you get it paid? I will know that you got it paid, and then you'll be done, okay?
All right.
Yeah, and it's my understanding that although the state has offered community service, you wish to just pay the fine. Is that
Yes, sir.
correct? Okay. So if you get that paid, you'll be done. Any other questions for
No,
me
sir.
this morning? I appreciate you coming in. Yeah, some people don't follow up. And I don't know why you missed the previous court date, but but you're here today and you took responsibility. So I think that that's admirable. So I appreciate you coming in.
And of course, there will have the benchmark be rescinded.
Yes, the bench warrant will be rescinded. All right. Let's see. Do you need to get something to get it paid? Or
I mean, if I can pay with a debit card, if not, I had to go get cash.
okay, we'll show you where you can get it paid, and they'll tell you how you can get it paid. Okay. All right. So if you just hang on for us, we'll have somebody walk you upstairs. Let's see. I believe that concludes all matters for this morning, and we have resolved all matters for the 1:30 calendar. So I appreciate you all working this morning to get that done. Thank you so much. And I will see you all tomorrow, I think.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Have a good day, Mr. Glanville.
I'll be here tomorrow. But just wanted to let the board know, you know, I retired once from the state as a state ADA. And so, and then I came to work with the solicitor's office. I decided to retire.
Oh.
As of April the 3rd.
Okay.
So I will still be working in the solicitor's office, but I decided to step down as being a deputy.
Okay.
At my age, and this, when I've already had one career, I'm still a prosecutor. I've been a prosecutor for almost 30 years. But I've decided to just no longer supervise, and I'm just gonna draft accusation.
Well, you'll be missed in my